Hey everyone, it's Kate here from Beyond Fit Physiques. I am so excited to be chatting with you tonight about living the fat loss lifestyle through the summer. Now, we've had two great calls already. So we kicked off the Fit Girls Don't Sweat It summer webinar series talking about training. So we talked all about your exercise and your workouts, and it was great, right? We got some good questions answered, and we really set a solid foundation for how to train over the summer without just absolutely losing our minds. Because the truth of it is, we want to enjoy summer, right? We want to enjoy our vacation. We want to enjoy time with our family and with our friends. And we're all about living healthy, happy, and balanced. We can't be balanced if we're spending every minute at the gym. So in our first call, we talked all about smart, efficient, fat-burning exercise because the truth as well stands to be stated that we want to look good in our bikinis, right? We all agreed on that. So in the second call, we talked about nutrition, and this was a big call because there were so many questions about how to really eat for fat loss. What does optimal fat loss nutrition look like? So we talked all about that in our second call. And if you missed call number 1 or 2, don't worry. In the email that I sent you, I did send you those links to the replays. So if you want to go back and listen or you had any questions, you may absolutely do that as well. Tonight, we're going to wrap up our 3-part webinar series talking about some lifestyle tips. I'm personally so excited for this section because I get to hear from a lot of you, which will be amazing. We always have fun when we chat, right? And also because this is just really a mindset piece that a lot of women seem to miss. So as everybody's starting to log in, I want you to go ahead and find that chat box. So look to your sidebar on your screen and find that chat box for me and let me know you're here and that you're all set. Good. Hey, welcome. Welcome. I'm so excited you guys are here. Yeah, good. So let me know that you're set and that you're excited. Find that chat box. Perfect, perfect. And we will get started in just a minute. I wanted to let you know Leslie Ann was supposed to be on the call with us today, but she had something come up. So it's just going to be you guys with me. And I'm excited to chat with you. I've saved lots of time for questions. So do not hesitate to let me know if there's anything that you want to know about, whether it's training, nutrition, or what we're going to talk about tonight, which is the lifestyle stuff. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Stephanie. Good. So lots more people are commenting here. Cindy's ready. Jan is ready. So I really want this to be interactive. So I want to make sure that you found that chat box so that you know how to talk to me, okay? I want to hear from you. We're going to be talking a lot tonight about some things that really so many women struggle with. And one thing that I found in coaching all of the ladies that I coach is that being honest and sharing our struggles with like-minded women, it makes all the difference in the world. So don't be afraid to share. This is a safe place. Use the hashtag. Our hashtag for tonight is FitGirlsChat. So before you get too comfy, take a screenshot, get out your iPhone, wherever you're listening, take a shot of the webinar and post that on social media so we can see. Hashtag FitGirlsChat. We'll be able to find you, and that'll be a fun way to connect as well. Hey, Emily. Yeah, so glad you're here. Okay, so let's, gosh, should we just dive right in? Let's just dive right in, okay? There's so much to talk about. I want to talk to you tonight about 3 big mindset mistakes that I see women make when they're trying to live the fat loss lifestyle. Now, mindset is huge for anybody who's trying to make a change with their physique, but specifically with women, it seems to be an area of really intense struggle. I don't know about you, but I have certainly struggled with my mindset before, and I'm sure that most of the women on the call have. Three big mindset mistakes that I've seen both in myself and in the women that I coach are on your screen. So I want to talk to you really quickly about, first, the short-term mindset. What is the short-term mindset? Well, it's kind of the idea of having an end point in mind. And a lot of times we think that this is good, right? Get that goal in mind, get that end point in mind. But the problem with having this short-term mindset is that many of us in the past, or maybe you're still currently struggling with this, have started out on a new diet knowing full well that it won't work, right? Nothing has ever worked long-term for you. And when you start with that mindset, kind of thinking like, well, it's not going to work long-term, it's just going to be this like 12-week or this 3-month, 10-week, whatever, short-term goal, it's not going to be a lifestyle change, it's just going to be, till I get to this point. When you have that end point in mind, it's not going to work long-term. A lot of women kind of decide that we're just going to go for it, right? We're going to take tons of willpower and just expect instant results, right? I'm just going to buckle down, beat it out, try to get these quick results, and then go back to the old way that I was eating, or the old way that I was training, the old way that I was living. And that does not work. So if you've fallen guilty to being in the trap of that short-term mindset, let me know. Anybody guilty of that? I know my hand is raised. I'll have a big event. Usually that's what it used to kind of come down to. My husband was coming back from a deployment, or I want to look good in, my swimsuit, or I had a wedding that I was in. Whatever it was, I had that end point in mind, and I kind of thought, like, I'm just going to go crazy, just use all my willpower to get to this end point, to get to my goal, and then I'll go back to, normal. Well, you can't think of it that way. Normal has to be your lifestyle, right? And if you're living the fit girl's lifestyle, living the fat loss lifestyle, there's no end, right? It's a long-term mindset. And here's what I see with the women who fall into this trap. When they don't get the fast results that they expect, or willpower maybe gives out, then they just give up. They just throw in the towel, right? And really, who could blame them? I mean, I've been there. I've completely run out of willpower. I'm just exhausted. I can't eat another boring chicken breast and spend another hour doing, whatever cardio I had to do for the day. And so I just give up. I would just give up. And it didn't work long term. Changing my mindset here and thinking long term rather than short term was key. Now, Jan just weighed in, and I think this is something that probably most of the women on the call can relate to. She said, I'll buy a dress for an event and then need to stay that size to wear it. Exactly. So you get like, maybe your skinny jeans or your skinny dress or your little black dress, right? Whatever. And you're like, okay, like I need to fit into this, so I'm going to do whatever it takes with my diet. I'm going to go crazy to get into this. And maybe you do, right? Maybe you do reach your goal, and that's awesome. But does it last? And that's the problem. A lot of women who fall into this short-term mindset, their results don't last because they're not thinking long-term. They're not really setting themselves up to live the lifestyle, to make it a lifestyle. So when we have the mindset that we have to reach a certain fat percentage or maybe a certain size, right? like a certain dress size or, whatever, you can't win because you're not accepting that it's a lifestyle. When you get that short-term goal in mind, which it's great to have goals, but you have to think past that. You have to ask yourself, could I eat like this forever? If the answer is no, then it's really time to reevaluate your short-term kind of instant gratification mindset. So if you've fallen into that instant gratification, short-term mindset, I want you to really take an honest assessment and think of some ways that you could practice transitioning from getting so fixated on a size or a goal and just going crazy to get there and then giving up, right? How could you change that and make it long-term, make it a lifestyle? Use some of the tips that we talked about when we talked about nutrition in the second call, or in the first call when we talked about all of our training tips. Go back and listen to those. We shared some great tips for really making this a lifestyle and making it something that doesn't cause you to go insane. So Jan said, how did you guess it was a black cocktail dress? Yeah, so we've all got the little black dress thing, right, Jan? And look, here's the thing. I want to look good in my little black dress just as much as you do. We all do, right? And I'm not saying that that's a bad goal at all. In fact, that's a great goal and a way to measure your progress, but it can't be the end point. That can't be, all that you're striving towards. We have to be working towards making this a lifestyle, and we have to be working towards a sane approach to getting to our goals. Again, the question that we want to ask ourselves here is, could I eat like this forever? Could I train like this forever? And if the answer is no, then it's absolutely time to reevaluate your mindset. So that is big mindset mistake number one. And from the looks of this chat box, it is blowing up. I'm getting all these messages like, yes, this is me. I'm so guilty of this. I just want to make it a lifestyle. It's mentally exhausting. Yes, you're right. It is exhausting. So there's a better way. But that's just one of the mindset traps. Oh my gosh. Oh, girls, there are so many traps that we can fall into when it comes to our mindset. So here's the second trap that I see in women that I coach. And also, again, I'm just being really frank with you. I fell into this mindset trap as well myself at one point. And this mistake is the do more mindset. So when you first started learning about nutrition and exercise, you probably got the message somewhere that in order to continue to get results, you simply have to do more, okay? So you're using the same tools, you're basically just doing more, right? There are tons of different diet plans and exercise books and DVDs and, infomercials, you name it, okay? There are a million programs out there that essentially come down to just having you do more. So if you're cutting calories, they tell you that to get more results, you cut more calories, right? You tighten up on your diet. If your program is big into the exercise factor, then they tell you to move more, right? Move more, eat less, that type of thing. It's very common in the fitness industry. The problem is that it does not work, right? So again, in call number one, we talked about more cardio not working. In call number two, we talked about more calorie cutting. Again, not working. Maybe you have to get to the gym earlier, put in more time doing, whatever class. The problem is that at some point, your metabolism really reaches the point of diminishing returns. And even worse, and this is a mistake that I've seen with lots of women that I've coached online, their metabolism actually reaches the point of diminishing returns and then goes past that, and they see some real metabolic damage. What happens with your body is your body kind of becomes accustomed to large volumes of exercise and really low calories. And our bodies are really smart. So they kind of adjust their set points, and then you get to a point where you need to keep it up, or else you actually gain weight. And again, this is absolutely awful. It's miserable to go through. I have coached so many women who have had metabolic damage issues, and it's terrible. So you do not want to get into this mindset. This do more mindset does not work. In fact, it's very, very damaging for your metabolism and for that metabolic rate. It's a dead end, and ultimately the do more mindset is just not sustainable. So I want you to head on over to that chat box again if you're on with us live, and type in the chat box if you have ever been guilty of falling into this mindset mistake. This is the do more mindset trap, and it is dangerous. Yes, I know. It's so common for women. When we talk about living the lifestyle over the summer, right, there are only so many hours in a day to exercise, right? You can only cut your calories so far. So when you're thinking of this mindset, you have to be realistic. There has to be another solution, because you can't continue to cut and cut and cut your calories, or exercise and exercise and exercise and exercise, and expect to get more results. In fact, it usually backfires, like I said, and does some damage. So what I like to tell my clients, and what I want you to practice, is to work smarter, not harder. Now, Lisa says she's guilty, and I know I am. So I'm not coming at you from this high horse. Jamie's like, yeah, I'm guilty of working out more than I can maintain. Sarah, yep, sure didn't last long. So I'm with you. I have absolutely been there. But here's the thing, ladies. We've seen a better way, okay? We've seen a better way, and the great news is that we can do better now. When you know better, you do better. So mindset number 2, the trap, is the do more mindset. Jan weighed in the chat too, and she said, eating less was always the solution in the past. Right, for women, that's what it comes down to. Just, eat another salad, or celery and broccoli and chicken, right? But that's not sustainable, and that's not the kind of life that we want to live. We're all about living healthy, happy, and balanced. So here's the third mindset mistake that I see so many women making. And again, an honest confession, at one point in my life, I also made this mistake. And it is the dieting mindset. So as long as we think of exercise and eating in terms of dieting, we're really fighting a losing battle. And it's kind of because in our heads, we have in this idea that at some point we stop the diet, okay? So when you think of, I'm just on a diet, right? Well, then do you go off your diet, or are you dieting for your whole life? I don't want to be on a diet for my whole life. I don't know about you. But I also don't want to be stopping a diet, and then do I stop getting results, and then I start getting results, right? It's just messy. So when we have in our heads that we're dieting, then at some point it makes sense, right, that we would stop the diet. The problem with this dieting mindset is that when you have a deadline, it just doesn't serve you. So we talked about the short-term mindset, and the dieting mindset kind of falls into that trap, but it goes a little bit further. So whether you've been a competitor, doing a bikini competition, a figure competition, or you're just a woman who has tried every diet out there with an end goal, and maybe you've had a deadline, that sort of thing. eventually it ends, right? It doesn't serve us because we always end up back at the same place we started, just more miles on our metabolism. Now, I found this really funny picture online, and I thought it was fitting for the dieting mindset trap. So I'm going on a diet. Here's what I think will happen. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose 112 pounds in the first, however many weeks that I go on my diet. Like, I'm just going to make all this progress, right? Now, I don't know what your boyfriend or husband thinks will happen, so I really could care less about that center picture. And the one on the right, we're all girls here, so that doesn't really relate to us. But here's what society thinks will happen. Kind of an eating disorder, right? It's sad, but it's really true. When you have fallen prey to this dieting mindset, a lot of women do develop eating disorders. It's very, very unhealthy to have this dieting mindset rather than the lifestyle mindset. So remember, we're all about living a healthy, happy, and balanced life. We want this to be a lifestyle mindset. Now, the center picture on the bottom is what should happen, right? And I like this picture. She's happy. She's smiling. She's eating some healthy food, right? She looks pretty balanced. Now, I don't want to eat salad for the rest of my life, but we know because of our second call that fat loss nutrition does not mean just living off of salads. But it also does not mean what's happening in this bottom picture. And this is really what happens when most women go on a diet, isn't it? You see this lady? She's like stuffing her face with frosted donuts. It looks like they've got some sprinkles, and she looks guilty, right? She's like looking over her shoulder like, I know I shouldn't be eating this, but I've completely run out of willpower, and I'm so sick of dieting. I'm just going to eat this plate of donuts, and then I'll start back again on the diet on Monday. Okay, that's harsh, right? But it's real life. It happens. It's happened to me. My guess is at some point or another, it's probably happened to you. Weigh in that chat box and let me know if you can kind of relate to that. Yeah, I know it's awful. Having that dieting mindset, it really causes just unhealthy relationship with foods. You feel deprived. You run out of willpower. Usually it involves some kind of binging. And I'm not talking about like the eating disorder binging, but just like stuffing your face with donuts, right? They've been forbidden for so long that you finally run out of willpower and you eat half the plate of donuts. Then you feel guilty, and then, you're frustrated, and it causes extra stress, and it's just a terrible, terrible cycle. Okay, so Cindy typed in the chat, diet is a 4-letter word. Absolutely. I love that. We don't even want to say it, right? That's really cute, Cindy. I like that a lot. So those are the 3 mindset mistakes: the short-term mindset, the do more mindset, and the dieting mindset. Now, I want you to take out a piece of paper, and we're actually going to use this piece of paper in just a few minutes when we finish up the call. So you'll have it handy as we wrap up. But I want you to take out that piece of paper now. If you've got your cell phone out, you can start a new note on your cell phone. But I want you to take some notes here. And I want you on your piece of paper to write down the dieting mindset trap, the do more mindset trap, or the short-term mindset trap. Which one of these 3 big mindset mistakes do you most easily fall into? Which of these is most common for you to fall into? Now, you may be a mix of all 3. I know earlier in my life, before I was really living the fat loss lifestyle, I definitely fell into all 3 at different points. But generally, you'll find one that really sticks out to you. So I want you to write that one at the top of your paper. And then I want you to go over to the chat and let us know which mindset mistake you most often make. Carrie, that is hilarious, and you are so right. So Carrie said the bottom right-hand picture is a post Weight Watchers weigh-in. So I'll put that back up on the screen. That's that donut shot. Yeah. So like you go do your Weight Watchers weigh-in, and you're like, woohoo! You know, I've been counting my points for 2 weeks, and the scale has dropped, but I'm so sick of counting my points. So just give me all these donuts, right? And then you'll start again on Monday or whatever. That would be a short-term mindset and a dieting mindset trap. Neither one of those sound very pleasant or like anything I want to fall prey to. I don't know about you. Yeah, so Jan said when we were talking about the dieting mindset, and that's really good insight. She said, you know, it's almost like a gateway to eating anything. And I see that with so many women that I coach. They go on a diet and they can't sustain it. They run out of willpower, and then, you know, they just like raid the pantry. And it's like, I'm going to eat anything that I can find. I'm just so hungry. Oh my goodness, right? And it doesn't serve them well, and it definitely does not put them closer towards their fat loss goals. So make sure you have taken notes and you have written which one of these mindset mistakes you tend to fall into. And, you know, just as a reminder, we've talked lots about the exercise and the nutrition stuff in our previous chats, but both Leslie Ann and I felt it was important to talk about this mindset stuff because the mental approach to fitness, it really precedes the physical approach. In other words, you know, because of how we think about exercise or how we think about nutrition, we're driven to do it or to not to do it. So, you know, if you're listening in, you're likely to have done quite a bit of exercise in your life, right? Most of us have probably dieted at one point or another, lots and lots maybe. And over time, you know, what I have learned in coaching clients and just in my own, you know, transformation is that in order to see results, you have to get this mindset stuff right. You have to understand how to make this a lifestyle. And really focusing in on getting, you know, a good grasp on what you need to do so that you don't fall into these traps of, you know, having the short-term mindset, having the do more mindset, or, you know, falling into that to that dieting mindset. So let's take a look here and see what most of our women feel like they fall prey to. Short-term mindset is where I fall in the most. Short-term, do more. We've got a couple dieting. So we're kind of spread across the board. Short-term mindset seems to be coming up the most. So good. It's good that you recognize that. And I'm going to tell you why I wanted you to write down this trap that you tend to fall into now. So now we're going to talk about, and we're just going to brainstorm all together, how you can avoid that trap. So how can you stick with the lifestyle and avoid falling into these mindset traps? So you wrote the mindset mistake, the trap that you've fallen into, you wrote that at the top of your paper. So now I want you to take some notes, and I just want you to think for a few minutes of some small strategies that you can put into place that will help you to live the fat loss and the fit girl lifestyle rather than falling into these traps. Now, I'm going to share 3 of mine, and then I want you, as we're talking, to weigh in the chat box and feel free to share any of the tips and strategies that have worked for you, okay? So here are the 3 things that I've really found to work well for me in sticking with living the fat loss and the fit girl lifestyle. So the first strategy that I have is I absolutely do not waste my willpower. Now, I'll tell you about a recent study that I read. It was published in Psychology and Health, and it suggested that people only have a finite amount of self-control. And that, in fact, all of these, people that were part of the research study found that their willpower actually can run dry. It's almost like a bank account. Now, when I was reading this study and I was focusing, on preparing for our chat tonight, I was like, this is absolutely me. I ran out of willpower so many times as I was trying to get to my goal, and I was frustrated, and then I'd try something more, and then I was still frustrated, right? And it was exhausting. And when they talked about willpower being finite and being almost like a bank account, I could really relate to that. So I have found that if you keep from depleting your source of strength, inner strength, right, mental strength, you really do better long term. So you have to set up your training and your nutrition in a way that is going to help you to avoid temptations and help you to stay on track, but is not going to be so hardcore and so black or white. So just all I can eat is tilapia and asparagus, right? You can't use so much willpower that you just use it all up. A couple of small ideas to help with kind of the willpower thing. Plan to, have dinner at home instead of at restaurants. So when you're just first starting to make these lifestyle changes and your girlfriends want to go out to eat, they want to have a girls' night, instead of, going out and going to your favorite Italian restaurant, which sitting there, no matter how much willpower you have, the bread and the pasta and the dessert, oh my gosh, it's going to be calling your name, right? So avoid wasting your willpower. Take yourself out of the situation and plan, for a restaurant that is going to have some healthier options. Or invite your girlfriends over and cook a fun and healthy meal at home. Coming up with little ways to save on willpower helps you live the lifestyle and helps you make this something that's more long-term. Another kind of funny example, when I was in college, there was an amazing donut shop on the way to one of my classes. And I love sweets. I have told my clients time and time again, I don't just have a sweet tooth, I have sweet teeth, okay? Like the entire mouth is just full of sweet teeth. And there was this donut shop. It was an early class. And, my degree's in exercise physiology. So I studied training, I studied nutrition all through, college and getting my degree. And I knew this stuff. But, oh my gosh, when I was tired and it was early and I was walking to class, and I stress eat, and I also eat when I'm bored. So if you're walking to a boring history class in a huge auditorium, right, you may be stressed because there was a big test, or maybe I was just bored, I don't know. But smelling donuts, it's like, oh, I just want to eat. I just want to grab one of those donuts, right? So it took a lot of willpower to walk by, to keep going and not stop. And eventually I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to take that route if it's just draining my willpower. If it's using every piece of energy that I have to fight against the donut, I'm just going to reroute myself. And eventually, it kind of stopped being a temptation, and then I could walk by without any trouble. So adjusting, lifestyle factors and adjusting what's going on, in your life in certain times and, where you're at, save yourself on willpower. Make those adjustments and just make it easy for yourself. I'm all about making it easy, right? Fat loss made easy. The fit girl lifestyle made easy. Let's just get on that train. Okay. I just saw in the chat, Amanda said, I have zero willpower when I'm at social gatherings at someone's house. I can usually do pretty well at restaurants, but when I'm at someone's house, I have nothing. So that's really good for her to know, right? She knows just because of the way she's wired, she has no willpower when she's at a gathering at someone's house. So she can adjust, right? She can plan for that. She can act accordingly. Knowing the areas that kind of suck your willpower, that helps, because then you can come up with some strategies to adjust. Another thing for me in regards to wasting my willpower was trying to do my workouts in the evenings. Now, I know some of you are not morning people, and my confession is I'm really not an early morning person either. I don't like getting up early, but I have found that if I squeeze in a workout first thing in the morning before my motivation runs out, I'm so much more likely to get my workout in. So I lose willpower throughout the day, right? We talked about it kind of being like a bank account. So all day, my willpower is getting drained and drained and drained. By the end of the day, I'm so tired I can think of a million reasons why I can't do my workout. So for me, I have found a small stick with it strategy is to get my workout done early in the morning. So a couple of more things have come up in the chat, and I'm loving what you guys have to say. So Debbie can relate. No willpower at social gatherings either. If you guys have some tips for what works for you at social gatherings, oh my gosh, absolutely weigh in on that chat box. So make sure you set it as public, okay, so that everybody can see it. But go ahead and make some friends with your fit girlfriends over there in the chat and share some of your tips for social eating and how you handle those situations. Carrie had a great tip. She said that, oh, let me scroll down so I can see that again. She said she preps food weekly on Sundays so she's not tempted to waste it. That's a great idea. That's a really good stick with it strategy. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so Jan said, I can have a plan and then be derailed by a homemade brownie that someone's waving in my face. I know, Jan, me too. I'm like, the donuts, they were totally derailing, and a brownie would have been even better. So it's tough, yeah, and you just have to come up with some strategies to, get through those situations. Jan, I love your idea of talking more about situational eating. So ladies, if you have some tips, what works for you with, living the Fit Girls lifestyle in different social situations, go ahead and share those in that chat box, and let's see if we can come up with a good list for Jan over there on the side to help her out with that. Yeah, Tammy has a good idea. So one small stick with it strategy is shop on the outside areas of the grocery store. No center aisles. Exactly. And another good kind of social tip, Jan, that Tammy wrote in, and I think that she made this public so you can see too. Take a healthy dish to social gatherings so you'll know there's something for you to have. Absolutely. I'm all about playing dessert defense. I don't know if you guys know my girlfriend Jill Coleman, but she actually coined this term, and I just love it. So dessert defense is basically like, I'll make a healthy version of a sweet treat that I know is going to tempt me, and then I'll have the healthy version of that treat. So if, I love brownies, or I'm craving brownies, or I'm going to be at a social gathering where I know there's going to be brownies, and I don't want to fall into that kind of derailed state where I'm just like, oh, I have to have it. I'll make some healthier, homemade, maybe low carb, higher protein brownies, and I'll take those. So when everybody else is eating their brownie, hey, we've got a healthy option, and I will feel just as satisfied having that. Now, I wouldn't feel just as satisfied eating celery while everybody's eating brownies, but eating a healthy version of a treat actually makes me feel better because I get to enjoy a treat, right? I get to enjoy that kind of sweet taste, and it's guilt-free. I don't feel like crap after. I don't have a sugar hangover. It's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Carrie had a good idea. Fill up on fat loss friendly food beforehand. That's great. Yes. Um, let's see. Let me scroll through here. A couple of other, oh, you guys are awesome. You have some great tips coming in. If you know of a social gathering ahead of time, use that as your treat night for the week. Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to share my next strategy, and you guys keep chatting. So use that chat box and share your tips. That's awesome. I love that you guys are all weighing in together. Here's my second tip. For me, changing what I'm saying to myself makes a big difference. So vary your vocab. Saying you should do something like exercise immediately implies that you feel the activity is a burden. Can you relate to this? Am I the only person when I'm like, ugh, I have to exercise? Well, right there, what I'm saying is it's a burden, right? It's a chore. And that just doesn't sit well. And it's not a good habit to get into if you want to make this a lifestyle. Telling yourself that you want to work out today or that you get to work out today, that's what's going to get you in the right mindset to crush your workout. Same thing could be said with nutrition. So I could say, ugh, I have to eat, protein and veggies again tonight. Well, that just stinks, right? I'm already grouchy about it. I'm not going to enjoy my dinner. But what about this? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because I get to eat this great protein, which is going to help my fat burning. It's going to refuel my muscles. It's going to, help me stay fuller longer. And I found these awesome veggies at the farmer's market that I can't wait to try. I'm going to be creative. I'm going to find some new recipes, some ways to cook these, and this is going to be really fun. Two completely different scenarios all around the same thing, protein and veggies, right? So varying your vocab makes a big, big difference. And that's another just small stick with it strategy that can help you when you're living the fat loss and the fit girls lifestyle. Now here's my third, and I'm just loving that you guys are all chatting. Isn't this so fun? Don't you love all your fit girlfriends? Yeah, so make sure you post a picture of where you're listening in from tonight. And use the hashtag FitGirlsChat so you can connect with everybody else who you're chatting with. So like everybody's on here and you're talking back and forth. You'll be able to find those girls on social media by using the FitGirlsChat hashtag, okay? So don't forget that. Yeah, oh, you're so fun. I like really want to go read through the whole chat, but then I wouldn't be able to talk, right? Okay, so let me share my last thing, and then I'll read through the chat when we wrap up. Patrick's putting Jackson to bed, so I think I'll have an extra minute. Here's my third tip. This is my third small stick with it strategy, and it is do the right thing. Now, I told you to get out your piece of paper, right? Do you have that out? I want you to get your pen and your paper. And I want to share with you something that I heard a while ago that just really made a big impact for me. And I heard that jotting down your goals makes them more likely to stick. There is so much research on this, it's crazy. So if you want to look into it, send me an email and I'll send you some of the studies. But writing down your goals makes them more likely to stick. The very act of just writing them down reinforces them in your mind. So it's really, really cool how this works. And I want us to all together practice this tonight by writing down one goal that you have for yourself for the rest of the summer. So I want you to think about your health and fitness goals here as we're wrapping up. And I want you to write one goal that you have for yourself this summer. Put a star by it. Write down that goal. Okay. Everybody have their goals? Let me know when you've got it. Good. Got it. Good. Okay, write down those goals, put a star by it. Good. Okay, so this, ladies, is your time to commit. I want you to underline that goal. I want you to keep this piece of paper and put it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. So tape it on your mirror, get a magnet and put it on your fridge, anywhere that you're going to see it, by your computer. I want you to keep this goal at the forefront of your mind, okay? Writing down your goals makes a big difference. And if you're brave, I would love for you to share your goal with the group. We are all in this together. We all can relate to falling into these mindset traps, right? To struggling. We're not perfect, but we're all working towards living the fit girls lifestyle. We've got some small stick with it strategies that we talked about tonight. There are so many more that we could have shared. But the point is that we need to focus on our goals, and we need to not forget that the mental approach to fitness precedes the physical approach. The mental approach to your health and fitness, getting to that goal, it has to come first, okay? So you've got that goal written down. Lots of people are sending private messages with their goals. That's fantastic. If you want to post it publicly, then all of our sisters on the call can keep you accountable. Cindy said, I not only write down my goals, I post them on Instagram too. So everyone knows what I want to do each month. And then I try to give an update at the end of each month. Cindy, that's awesome. I actually follow you on Instagram, and I love all of your pictures, your cute family, and of course all your fitness stuff. So yeah, that's fantastic. If you're on Instagram, use the Fit Girls Chat hashtag. I also use the Beyond Fit Life hashtag, so you'll find lots of great stuff there. And then everybody, we can connect that way too. But share your goals, right? And everybody can keep you accountable. We can all work together to overcome these mindset traps, to come up with new stick-with-it strategies, right? We're talking lifestyle, not short-term. We're past the dieting. We ditched the diet, right? We talked all about that in the second call. And we don't do more, right? We work smarter, not harder. So it's really cool that we can all be in this together. And Tammy said, okay, Fit Girls Chat, here's her goal. Eat more veggies, drink more water, get exercise, and get plenty of sleep. Well, Tammy, girlfriend, you are on fire. Those are some awesome goals. Fantastic. Good. So everybody on your paper, make sure you've written down your goals. Here's a great idea from Tammy too. Share your success with friends on Facebook. If you are on Facebook right now, make a status. Say, my goal for the rest of the summer is, fill in the blank, hashtag FitGirlsChat. We'll find you. If you're on Instagram, post a motivational quote, post a photo, take a picture of your written goal, hashtag FitGirlsChat. We'll find you, and we will keep you accountable, okay? Oh, here's a cool goal. I'm turning 40 exactly 1 month from today. My goal is just focusing on each meal, one day at a time, eating as healthy as possible, and getting back on track as soon as possible after I slip up. I've gained a few pounds this summer, and I just want to get back on track. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we are here for you, sister. That is awesome. I love that goal. All these goals are coming in. Stop whining. Stop complaining. My goal is to make it positive. Fantastic. Here's a goal. Consistent weight training weekly. Prep to have healthy dinners at least 4 nights a week. Debbie, awesome goal. I love it. Yeah. Oh, you guys are the best. Great goals. Yes, yes, yes. And how fun is it to get to chat with everybody? Okay, so you've written down your goals. We have some strategies in place. We know which mindset trap we're most likely to fall into, and we know how we're going to avoid it, right? Are we set? Remember The mental approach to fitness precedes the physical approach. We are all about living a healthy, happy, and balanced life. That's what being a fit girl is, right? Fit girl's lifestyle. It rocks. Okay, great. Oh, I keep trying to close out of our chat and all these goals are popping up. Let's see. Let me share two more and then we'll wrap up, okay? Awesome. Yes. Good. So my goal is not to waste my willpower, to come up with new strategies. Yeah, good. Not to waste your willpower. Perfect. Awesome. Not to yo-yo diet. Good. And it looks like some people are even talking about yo-yo dieting on the chat now. So if you want to weigh in there, that's perfect. Good. Well, you guys are awesome. If you head on over to the pop-in, you'll see a link. I have a free 7-day jump start for you. It's a nutrition guide and a workout schedule. You can download that, and that will give you a week's worth of recipes and workouts to help you towards your goals. So that's my gift to you this summer. It has been so much fun chatting with you. If you have any questions or if there's anything that you want more information on or need some more help with, send me an email. My email is kate@beyondfitphysiques.com, and I'm more than happy to help in any way. So here is signing off. Cheers to a fit girls, don't sweat it summer. We are living the fit girls lifestyle, and it is fabulous. I hope everybody has a great evening. I cannot wait to follow up with you and to see how you're doing on those goals. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.